Mills, Mr. Rogers, is an author and speaker on topics related to meeting the needs of students, especially those who are considered marginalized, through equity in classrooms. He also is a voice on topics related to our service and personal development. Mills has served his country and communities as an Army veteran and as a public school educator. In the Army, he served as a mental health specialist. As an educator, he served in a variety of capacities, ranging from a classroom educator to a substitute administrator for over a decade. He shares the insights he has gained through those diverse experiences in a fun, engaging manner with audiences. Mills has authored 4 editions of Success is a Process, Not an Event, with versions targeted to students and educators. Mills believes education is the one reliable, consistent way in this country for the have-nots to overcome their circumstances, and it starts early. Every kid needs a champion, and Mills wants to help educators be a champion for kids.
This morning to share some tips for personal development.
To give your all, to be your best. It's your birthday.
So Mills was incredibly engaging, incredibly motivating, and just key life things that you need to be
Passion is your biggest teacher. So yeah, when you that's good. Yeah, when you say that again. Passion is your biggest teacher. Yeah, because you're gonna learn more from that than sitting.
Hi, I'm David Younger, I'm the superintendent of the Stone Public Schools in Stone, Massachusetts. And we invited the Mills Rogers out to do our opening day convocation, our district opening with our teachers, faculty, and all of our staff, because what Mills brings in his messaging is a message that everybody needs to hear.
In wanting to be a champion and ally in schools, you have to answer 3 questions. You have to answer these questions of ourselves. Who am I? And that's what inclusion really boils down to, is equitable access, making sure that we're meeting the needs of individual learners.
And Mills, there's some things that are out of our control. There's a lot of things that we can control. And something that you talk about that we're responsible for is our shape. So what do you mean by
success, your happiness, your attitude, your progress and effort?
Good morning. Welcome to Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. I'm trying to channel his spirit a little bit with the loafers. I didn't bring the sweater, but I got a blazer on, so give me grace with that. All right, so today, our goal is to lead. You're going to see that I like acronyms a lot because they're easy takeaways when you come to conferences like this. And so we're going to learn about ourselves. We're going to empower ourselves. We're going to affirm our purpose, and we're going to develop our skills and knowledge. Now, the first thing I want to say about leading is that each and every one of you in here is a leader, no matter your position in Head Start. If you're a parent, you are definitely a leader. And so I want you to embody leadership qualities moving forward, because sometimes we sell ourselves short as far as, well, I'm only a cog in the wheel. I'm not important. Look, each and every one of us is important. Each and every one of us has a purpose. Again, if you're not even an employee of Head Start, if you're a parent, you are serving a purpose. You are leading a child. And so, yes, we're going to affirm our purpose today, and we're going to learn how to lead. Now, you're probably wondering, like, man, who is this guy? Why is he here? What is it about him? And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm coming all the way from Austin, Texas. Yeah, Austin, great city, right? Anybody been there? Okay, a few of y'all, yes. Traffic is bad, gets very hot in the summer, but it's a fun town, I will say that. I'm originally from a little small town in Louisiana called Ville Platte. Anybody ever heard of Ville Platte, Louisiana? Wow, somebody actually has in Idaho. I'm shocked. How did you hear about it? Oh, okay. Awesome. Awesome. Anybody know what Ville Platte means? It's French. Flat town. So very opposite of here. Okay. I mean, it's pretty easy to ride a bike around it because, again, it's just flat. And so, yeah, I'm from Ville Platte, Louisiana. Went to the University of Louisiana at Lafayette, and then from there, I served 5 years in the Army as a mental health specialist. Once I finished my time in the Army, I transitioned into education, where I served 15 years as a special education teacher, general education teacher, substitute administrator, science specialist, and a few other positions. And so the picture on the far right is kind of my claim to fame as an educator. We were killing it back in the day at Nimitz Middle School in San Antonio, Texas, with our special ed inclusion program. And so there were these things back in the day called magazines. And so Education Weekly magazine came to our campus and did a special on us. And they took a picture of yours truly in action, working with a student. And I actually got to be in a national magazine in 2005, I believe. And so, yeah, that's kind of my claim to fame. Now, the picture in the middle is me and my oldest daughter, India. And it's a big part of my why. It's a big reason as to why I am here today. And so let me tell you a little bit about India. Like any expectant parents, her mother and I wanted a healthy child. And on November 26, 1997, the day before Thanksgiving, the butterball turkey came out the oven. Nice and brown, 7 pounds, 2 arms, 2 legs, 10 fingers, 10 toes. And for the next 18 months or so, India hit all of her milestones. She started walking when she was supposed to. She was saying some words, probably about the same time she started walking. And so everything seemed to be going pretty good. Around 18 months or so, we started to notice some changes with India. She stopped talking, started having tantrums, didn't want to go to sleep at night. And so, like any concerned parents, we took her to the pediatrician. The pediatrician was like, hey, let's keep an eye on it. But you just never know with kids. You know, their development ebbs and flows. Now, keep in mind, this was 1999. And so, yeah, we listened. And so we transitioned into the year 2000. Anybody remember what was supposed to have happened in the year 2000? Yeah, Y2K, the world was supposed to shut down. Little did we know that that prediction was off by about 20 years. So yeah, we had survived Y2K. We didn't lose our bank accounts. We didn't lose our jobs or anything like that. And so yes, I was stationed at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri as a mental health specialist in the Army, working on the psych ward. And I did a lot of overnight shifts. And so on the overnight shift, you actually had a lot of time to maybe catch up on schoolwork if you were taking college classes or just even do some research. The internet was just starting to become popular. However, most of us didn't have internet at home. And so, yeah, that's why we would take advantage of it, especially at night when things were pretty chill on the psych ward. And so one night, it was my turn to get on the computer and do some surfing. And the word autism popped in my mind. I really didn't have a clue as to what autism was, but I'd just been kind of hearing about it when I watched TV or watched the news or 2020, something like that. And so I was just kind of curious because I was wondering, like, man, what is going on with my daughter? Because her condition wasn't improving. And so, of course, I typed in autism in the search engine, found a few pages, started looking at the characteristics and symptoms, and I'm like, man, this seems to be what is going on with India. She's hitting all the characteristics. And so as a parent, what do you think the next thing I'm looking for on that page? What do you think is the next thing I'm looking for? The cure. Yes, what can I do? And so I scrolled down and it said there's no cure for autism. All you can do is attempt to address the symptoms. And I'm like, oh man, that doesn't sound too great. I hope this isn't what she has. However, it's like, man, she's hitting all of the criteria. And so we took her back to the pediatrician. The pediatrician referred us out to the University of Missouri. They tested her and they determined that she had autism. And it was pretty much a gut punch for us as parents because, of course, you have your ideal as to what you think parenthood is going to look like. And even at that stage, with her being about 2.5, going on 3 years old, I could tell that it was going to be different. And even one of my supervisors, he told me, one of my sergeants at the time, he told me, he's like, man, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot to deal with moving forward. And he was a good man, but he was honest and direct. And so it changed my life. It got me basically here right now because it impacted me in a number of ways, which I'll kind of share with you as we go throughout the presentation. And so I think it's very important for me to share that because I understand when y'all come to these conferences as educators, sometimes you get people that maybe they've done their research, but it's not real for them. It's not where it's been a part of their life. And so I want you to understand that, yes, this is something that is relevant to me because it has impacted my life. And so I want to talk about first mindset because mindset pretty much influences whatever we are going to do, whatever impact we're going to have on kids. And so anybody recognize who that little known guy is up there? Yes, Tom Brady. I understand we might not have a bunch of sports fans in here. But yeah, that's Tom Brady. He's one of the best football players of all time. And so I have a story I want to share with you about him. He wasn't predicted to be one of the best of all time. In fact, he wasn't even predicted to do well in the NFL, not even be a competent quarterback. He went to the University of Michigan, which is a quite an achievement for a high school football player. He started. They did well with him as the quarterback. However, again, he wasn't predicted to be great. He did get drafted in the NFL in the 6th round by the New England Patriots, but he didn't start right away. If you watched the Tom Brady roast last year, they kind of talked a little bit about it. And so his second year, he stuck around. He actually moved up the depth chart, became the second string quarterback. And the quarterback in front of him, this guy named Drew Bledsoe, got hurt. And so guess what? Tom was the next man up. And so the next game that he started, he played horribly. Horrible game. And those of you that may be football fans, I'm going to share his stats with you. He threw 24 passes and only completed 12 of them, which is not great for a pro quarterback. Now, here's the worst thing. He only threw for 86 yards. Now, that is horrific for a professional quarterback. That sucks. They lost the game 30-10. They're playing the Miami Dolphins in Miami. On top of that, Tom Brady fumbled the ball twice. So, absolute horrible game. They got their butt kicked, and Tom was a big part of the reason they lost. And so they're flying back up to Boston, and Tom Brady is now he's playing cards with his now backup, and he's telling his backup, and this is a very true story. I found it on the internet. Yes. On reputable sites, by the way. Reputable sites, ESPN and Pro Football Talk. And so, yeah, they're playing cards, and Tom tells his backup, you know what? I'm going to be one of the best. And the backup looks at him like, dude, you just had a horrible game. You stunk it up. What are you talking about? You're going to be one of the best. He said, I'm going to be one of the best of all time. How you going to be one of the best of all time? You didn't even start at the beginning of the year for us. And again, the game you just played, you played horribly. And he was like, man, I got the skills. I've been doing this all my life. I'm going to be one of the greats. And he was like, man, just keep dealing the cards. I'm ready to get off this plane. Let's just get back to Boston. This is nonsense. But don't you know, Tom Brady, the next game, had his best game of the season. threw for 300 yards and they won. Ultimately, they won the Super Bowl for the first time that year. The first of, I believe, 6 or 7 Super Bowls that Tom Brady won. And so I love sharing that story because it talks to the testament of having belief and faith in yourself that you can make a difference, that you can do what is your purpose. Now, it's not strictly about belief, it's also about works. I like what the Bible says, faith without works is dead. And so today we're here to talk about the work that we need to do. Yes, we have to have a belief. We need to have faith in ourselves and our higher power, but we also have to put in the work because the kids and families, they need us. And so we're going to talk more about that. Now, before I move further along, Head Start. Unfortunately, there's people that believe Head Start is a waste of time. Well, there's data that proves that it's not a waste of time. And then this is a simple graph right here done by an organization that shows that Head Start is effective. Grade retention by age 15. Those kids that attend Head Start are less likely to be held back by age 15 compared to their peers that are coming from similar circumstances. Special education by age 15. Those kids that attend Head Start are less likely to be classified or qualified for special education, or need those services, I should say, compared to their peers at age 15. In school at age 21, meaning that they're doing some sort of postgraduate training or even college. Head Start children, compared to peers in similar situations, are more likely to be in school at age 21. And then it also impacts the parents, as you can see in the last graph. And so Head Start does work. In fact, give yourselves a round of applause because it does work. It's insane to say it doesn't work. Now, does it work for everybody? No. But nothing works for everybody. There is nothing in this country that works for everybody. But it's very obvious that Head Start gets the results. And so, again, we can stand on that. Now, title of my presentation is Being a Champion for Kids. And so I based it on this video right here. Every child deserves a champion. I don't know if you've seen it before, but it's a very inspiring, powerful video. And it sets the stage as to how we should be champions. And so I'm going to go ahead and hit play. Oops, skip it.
We know why kids don't learn. It's either poverty, low attendance, negative